So today, I was having a bit of a shit fit with my mother, primarily on the matter of, she was trying to dissuade me, as usual. She was trying to dissuade me from moving to America. She was trying to cast aspersions on my future that would doom it to failure. And she's not the first, but she certainly won't be the last, and she certainly won't give up anytime soon on this line of reasoning, by which she decides, or by which she is dearly convinced that I will most certainly just face my death at the hands of a nigger holding a gun, holding some Glock pistol of some kind. The problem, though, is she doesn't understand eugenics and dysgenics, and she doesn't understand the kind of people that went to America from the European countries, because remember, those were the original citizens there, apart from the Indian Americans, but they weren't people, as in they weren't citizens, they weren't legally registered, and they didn't have a state on their own, so America was fair grabbing for Columbus's people. But anyway, as far as the kind of whites who live in America are concerned, the eugenic quality of those whites who live in America vis-a-vis those whites who live in Europe outstrips the latter by light years. K-oriented selection. The Europeans who moved to America are more like East Asians, if not physiologically, at least in their mental characteristics. A predilection for hyper-masculine neurology, and things like high investment parenting, etc. Sorry, my microphone is... Anyway, so there's less of a reason to expect that these Americans would have the same ignoble attitudes to the aberosexually divergent than not. Sorry. My microphone is really beginning to annoy me. And besides, I need to recollect my thoughts, so I'll record this again in a few seconds. So I think I've satisfactorily recollected my thoughts, and basically, with respect to R/K selection theory, eugenics / dysgenics, K being eugenic, K being high investment parenting, K being fast processing speed but non-verbal intellectualism, K being a preference for procreating fewer kids but better raised kids, predilection towards higher socioeconomic status and a lower distribution thereof. It would be closer to vegan. Consequently, and this is consequential of a gene in males which regulates the deconversion of testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, and that's largely mediated in itself by progesterone. This gene allows the testicles to produce more progesterone and thus increase neurodensity in the myelin fiber lengths, which consequently increases IQ. And of course, tends your selection towards less aggressive, more considerate, more highly empathetic women. Because a toxic womb, that's hypertestosteronic, is toxic for the intellectual development of a child. Although it being moderately high would be also good, because a low environment is equally as toxic for the fetus. Causes, instead of autism, you get schizophrenia and being a fucking tranny freak, although there are plenty of tranny freaks on the spectrum too. And I guess it could work either way. The lack of progesterone deheterosexualizes a male fetus. Or at least that's where my theoretical speculations lead me to. So that is why the American race is superior to the prototypical European race, and the American European has become a race unto its own, having gained so many IQ points and changed morphologically in so many different ways as to be distinct from the Celto-Negrids, the Mediterranean Negrids, and the Nordo-Negrids that they left behind. I call the prototypical Europeans just a highly gentrified Negrid rather than a proper European. So, that's all I wanted to say. regarding the matter of why Americans are more trustworthy regarding at least the reservation with which they express their opinions. Okay, yes, they could be hateful, yes, they could be intolerant of others. They'll be less likely to express that because they'll be less arrogant and they'll be less suffering of the Dunning-Kruger effect about their superiority. So